From the rainbow flick to running with the ball on your head. These are the 12 tricks that are banned from football. And first, a free kick style so crazy, it was banned from football for life. Back in 1970, the league match between Coventry and Everton became the hottest topic in football because of one singular act. While the Coventry players were standing over the ball, everyone was expecting a shot at the goalkeeper. Suddenly, Willie Carr gripped the ball between his heels and flicked it into the air. Then,
Not too happy about the position of the wall.
the move was like nothing anyone had ever seen. It was so crazy that kids started practicing it at playgrounds the next day. The uniqueness and perfect execution of the trick earned it the BBC Goal of the Year. But the guys at FIFA, who didn't appreciate this genius, banned the donkey free kick technique for good.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
They say you can kill a man, but not the idea, because a Mexican player modified this donkey technique into his signature dribbling move. Blanco wedged the ball in between his heels and leaped over tackles. This became so iconic it was nicknamed the Bunny Hop. Although we saw free kicks like this from Matt Letizier, we'll never witness something as crazy as the donkey free kick again. But when it comes to penalties, players are allowed to use any technique they want, as long as the ball is in the penalty spot. That was before Neymar came into the picture. When Neymar broke into the scenes at Santos, he immediately took the Brazilian league by storm. He had the skills, the speed, and the goal-scoring ability to destroy any team.
Neymar. Nossa. O que é isso?
One day, while talking with his friends, Neymar made a discovery. There was no restriction on how a player could take penalties. This lit up a bulb in his brain, and he immediately rushed to the training ground. And this was the result. After scoring 5 straight penalties with that technique, it was obvious no keeper on earth could stop it. So, to prevent other players from copying it, FIFA called an emergency meeting and banned it. Since then, Neymar has found new techniques to embarrass goalkeepers. Speaking of goalkeepers, they too invented ways to make attackers look like clowns. After having enough of Neymar and company, the goalkeepers agreed that each time a player was about to take a penalty, they'd do everything to put them off their game. We saw Cristiano fall victim to this tactic.
Has to score, really. And doesn't. Diego Alves with a save. And it stays at 2-0. A defining moment.
Messi also wasn't left out. Benzema.
Up steps Benzema, and he saved it. He saves it again. So.
But Emiliano Martinez took things to a whole different level. During Argentina's 2022 World Cup campaign, the South Americans went to penalty shootouts twice. Each time, Martinez was an absolute menace in the penalty area, talking trash, doing all sorts of gimmicks just to get into the heads of his opponents. Amazingly, this tactic worked, and he became the hero for Argentina. Seeing this gave goalkeepers an unfair advantage, the big guys summoned another meeting and proposed a set of rule changes. They said goalkeepers have to remain on the line facing the kicker between the goalposts without touching the goalpost, crossbar, or goal net until the ball is kicked. They also said goalkeepers must not behave in a manner that fails to show respect for the game and the opponent by unfairly distracting the kicker. And finally, keepers have to have one leg on the line when diving to block a penalty. Damn, this means we won't get to see another Martinez masterclass again. But just when you thought FIFA was done, they came for one of the most famous skill moves in history. As football fans, we love to see footballers perform tricks and skills. It adds spice to a rather exciting football meal. Whether on FIFA or in real life, the rainbow flick is beautiful to watch when executed perfectly. But for whatever reason, FIFA doesn't seem to like it so much. It all started in a match between Barcelona and Atletico Bilbao. Neymar tried to do a rainbow flick, but was almost beaten up by the Bilbao players. Instead of criticizing the players who attacked him, Neymar was called out for disrespecting his opponents. He did it again against Celta Vigo and was heavily criticized too.
Neymar, I don't think it'll concern him too much. Oh my goodness gracious.
Lucas Paqueta got booked when he did a rainbow flick, which Neymar wasn't happy about. Then, Neymar himself was warned by the referee during a match against Montpellier, and when he dared to speak up, he was booked. Although this hasn't been officially banned yet, the reactions from referees show it's only a matter of time before they come up with a new rule. And speaking of new rules, you can end up with a yellow card from just passing to your goalkeeper. When attackers press defenders, they usually pass back to their goalkeepers, who, depending on how the ball's played, either pick it up or clear it to safety. But according to FIFA, you could get a yellow card if you pass the ball back to your keeper in an unsportsmanlike manner. In an Inter and AS Roma match, Ivan Perisic kicked the ball up and headed it back to his goalkeeper, and the referee blew the whistle and gave him a yellow card. Perisic was shocked by that decision, but I'm sure he didn't know that move was banned. It's considered cheating when a player kicks the ball and passes with his head to the goalkeeper, which automatically warrants a yellow card. But Perisic wasn't the only player who didn't read the rulebook. In France, another player was booked for doing something similar. During a match between PSG and Nantes, Marco Verratti wasn't feeling too confident, so when the goalkeeper passed him the ball, he cleverly passed it back, only for the referee to come rushing in with a yellow card. Damn, I have to check this rule real quick because I struggle to understand why. Okay, after reading all that, it just means a referee might book a player when he feels like the player has tried to manipulate the back pass rule to his advantage. At this point, FIFA must be getting on your nerves. But wait till you see what trick was banned at our number 1 pick. But before we get there, let's take a look at a skill that's been attempted by everyone who's played football. While growing up, we all watched videos of players like Maradona and Ronaldinho juggling the ball and resting it on their heads or necks. It was so cool. We would try to do the same thing at the playground every day. Then I thought, has anyone tried resting the ball on their heads and running past opponents? Well, before anyone could attempt it, it was quickly tagged as cheating and banned. Although it reminds you of your childhood, you can only see it done in the playgrounds and player presentations. But at number 5, FIFA banned something that's not necessarily a skill, but a cheeky way players beat the system. When a team's winning a football match, there's this weird spirit that overtakes the whole team. You begin to see keepers taking too long to play a kick. Players taking too long to get up after being tackled. Heck, we've seen Mbappe try to be clever. It's gotten so bad that at the 2018 World Cup, we saw an average of 55 minutes played, while the 2022 World Cup saw an average of 59 minutes. To end this frustrating attitude, FIFA instructed referees to issue a yellow card to anyone wasting time. But some guys in South Africa showed you can beat this system when they did this. So they opted for longer additional times, which is why we saw 8-minute and even 14-minute extra times. But that didn't work either. They thought about a stop and start clock like in the NBA, but that doesn't seem sensible. However, MLS has taken the lead by introducing new rules for this season. 1. Players will be forced to leave the field for 2 minutes should they go down for more than 15 seconds, except for head injuries, goalkeeper injuries, and any other serious injuries. And 2. Players who are substituted must leave the field within 10 seconds. Otherwise, the player coming in will be delayed for 1 minute before coming in. If these rules work, we could see widespread adoption across other leagues. While time wasting might be seen as trickery, our number 4 pick is a strategy everyone hates. Footballers have shown they can do anything to win a football match. We've seen players score with their hands, while some deliberately foul their opponents to stop them from finding the net. But one form of cheating that's universally hated is diving. Back then, players would fall under minimal or no contact in the 18-yard box just to win a penalty. It became so rampant that FIFA had to create a rule requiring anyone caught diving to get a yellow card. But creating the rule was one thing. Enforcing it was difficult. The players were just too clever. Then, in 2017, the Premier League FA decided enough was enough. So they created a panel to review diving incidents and banned erring players for 2 matches. This showed promise as Umar Niaz of Everton became the first player to be given a 2-match ban for diving. But this rule quietly died as players like Neymar, Suarez, and Sterling improved their acting skills. However, since the introduction of VAR, FIFA has finally found a consistent way to stop diving in football. And with that, we're down to our top 3. From here on out, it's only the skills we love that FIFA has banned. Starting with a trick so crazy, FIFA banned it immediately. Back in 2005, when Ronaldinho was king, he could do everything he wanted with the ball. The guy made millions of kids fall in love with football. One of his favorite things to do was the knee lock. But before anyone got any funny ideas, FIFA decided that running with the ball locked between the knees would give an unfair advantage, so they banned it, with a complimentary yellow card for defaulters. But you can try it when playing for fun, but I'm sure even your friends wouldn't let you do the skill that's coming in at our number 2 pick.
Hell no! No!
Some of the best street ballers have a signature move. They trap the ball with their shirts and flip it around quickly to look like retired R9. Now that's a cool thing to do, but not in an official game. According to the rules, if you attempt to run with the ball like that, your shirt automatically becomes an extension of your hand, which comes with a complimentary yellow. Even celebrating that way could get a player booked. But what comes at number 1 got a player banned from football for 4 months. In the early 2000s, when Ronaldinho, Zidane, R9, and Henry were tearing it up in Europe, Herlan in the Brazilian league found a way to make a name for himself. He would flick the ball onto his own head and keep bouncing it as he ran past defenders. This skill, known as the seal dribble, was so impressive that he became an overnight sensation. But there was a problem. Defenders could not safely win the ball back, so they resorted to fouling, elbowing, and sometimes headbutting him. In a league match between Atletico Mineiro and Cruzeiro in 2007, Carolon's team Cruzeiro was winning the game 4-3, but with a few minutes left to play, Carolon decided to do his signature move, then bam. FIFA saw this mayhem and decided to put an end to it once and for all. Still, FIFA might be spoiling the game with all these rules, but it's nothing compared to the times referees ruined football. I'm talking about fixed matches and blind refs. Just click on this next video to find out.